Katie Chang. I'm from the Bling Ring. It opens June 21st. Please go see it.
Game 3 of the Hawks tonight. How are you feeling about the series so far?
I'm freaking nervous because the last game didn't go so well. Like, we were really great in the first, and then second and the third stunk, and the first OT was like, it could have been anybody, pardon me, and then it was over. But I'm nervous.
How difficult has it been to want to focus your attention on that and having all this press stuff going on?
I get the updates on my phone, so a couple of days ago during an interview, I was just like, yeah, Sofia was great. It's been difficult. It's been hard. No, I mean, and last year when we were filming the movie, the playoffs were going on. Obviously, we lost in the first round to the Coyotes, which sucked. But being on set, one time we were shooting until 1 a.m. and I was just watching on a really crummy live stream on my phone, just shouting at the screen. People thought I was crazy.
Well, I have to imagine it's been, so surreal for you in so many ways. Is there something about this whole press tour experience that you feel like you've been kind of like an undercover member of the public, just average citizen that now, having gone through this, what really surprised you that you'd like people to know about that process?
I'm going to make a reference that's going to reveal my age and the things that I like to do.
Go for it.
I feel like I'm Hannah Montana. No, it feels very, I don't know, it feels like I'm living two different worlds, especially when I was in school too. Like, I would go off and, one weekend I flew to LA with my mom and my best friend, and we went to the MTV Movie Awards, and then on Monday I had a math test. It just feels really, there's like a disconnect between my lives, but it's been working so far.
Yeah. Well, was there a moment when you were in France promoting the movie that, you were thinking about, wow, I can't believe I'm here, or this reminds me of something from home, or something like that?
Yeah, when we were riding over, on the red carpet at Cannes, they're really strict about who can go on the red carpet. So my mom had to go with all the other moms, and they weren't allowed on the red carpet, and they had to go take their seats in the theater. So it was just me and my publicist, who's my best friend at this point because I just cry to her all the time.
Cry? Why?
No, just because they work you so hard, and I'm like, it's either I'm so tired or it's I love that dress and I want to keep it.
Have you really been reduced to tears because of it?
No. I mean, I'm over dramatic in any sense of my life, in any part of my life. But no, she's just the best. So we were riding over, and I had this moment where I was sitting in this beautiful dress, and I had these crystals in my hair, and we're riding over in this special car to go walk the red carpet at Cannes. And I started getting teary-eyed because I couldn't believe that it was coming to an end, because that was kind of the beginning of the end of our press, but also B, that I was even there to begin with. And then we got up on the carpet and we were waving, and I felt like I was in that scene in Entourage when they're at Cannes. And then of course I got really freaked out because when they go to Cannes they bomb, and so I was like, oh my god, I'm in Entourage, oh my god, the movie's gonna suck. But it didn't. People liked it, so.
Yes, I think Medellin was probably so bad that no movie could ever be that bad.
It's just they shouldn't have made that movie.
They shouldn't.
Just do Aquaman 2. Make the money, and then you can do whatever movie you want.
In a different interview, you talked about seeing versions of the kids in the film growing up in Winnetka. How can you tell when someone who is a classmate, a friend, whatever, how can you tell when they seem to have some kind of celebrity fixation and are really being similar to the girls in the film?
Well, just now, after having done the movie, going home and going back, and I had a month left of school when I got home, and so kind of reintegrating and going back to classes and taking all the tests and being with my peers again, I found it was really shocking how just the questions that I was asked. Because if I knew someone who had gone off and done a Sofia Coppola film, I would have been like, did you meet Francis Ford? Did you get to meet, I don't know, Harris Savides, her cinematographer? What was Sofia like?
Right.
But instead, the most common questions that I got were is Paris Hilton mean? What is Emma Watson like?
Not what's Paris Hilton is Paris Hilton mean?
Is she an idiot? No, she's nice and she's incredibly intelligent. What's Emma Watson like? Are you guys best friends now? It was just weird.
How did you answer stuff like that?
I would just smile, and what's that movie? Oh, it's Madagascar when the penguins go smile and wave. That's what my mom told me to do. I was really freaked out about going home, and she goes, just smile and wave. I don't know. I tried to be gracious, but at the same time, I don't think people know how invasive and kind of obsessive they can come off as. And so those questions were really difficult to deal with, I guess, only because I would never, I don't know, it just wasn't in my nature to ask those types of questions and be that forward about it. But people seemed excited about it, and yeah, I saw those obsessive qualities in them, and it bothered me. But I don't know, they weren't mean, so people weren't like rude about it.
Well, I thought it was interesting you talked about, you know, trying to figure out, well, why me? Why did Sofia see something in me? And I know you, like, in your audition tape or initial tape, you talked about dinosaurs. You're just kind of being yourself. But then you said that you turn the switch on and off to become Rebecca in the tape. What did you do to become her in the tape and turn off Katie and become her?
I think I kind of broke that wall down between like me and my moral center and like Rebecca and her lack of a moral center. Because there's definitely a wall between like, oh, you know, everybody can be mean and everybody can be selfish, but we try not to be those things, but Rebecca doesn't really try not to be selfish. That's just who she is. Yeah. And so once I kind of let go of that inhibition and actually started to have fun with being a kind of domineering, almost really two-faced fake character, because it is fun to play a character like that, then it became like this whole new thing of actually just kind of assuming the character and falling into her instead of kind of trying to contrive a character out of who I was. Yeah. I think once you just completely let yourself go and become the other person, then it becomes so much more real as opposed to trying to build on top of yourself, which sometimes works, but for a character that's so different than yourself, sometimes you just have to completely let yourself go.
Can you give me a sense of what that transition looks like?
To be the character? Yeah. Well, for one, I wouldn't want to sit here in the sun. It's so disgusting out. I don't like your shirt. She's mean. She's just like, I don't know, it's not that she says whatever she wants, it's just that she thinks whatever she wants and doesn't have a conscience about thinking or doing.
This water is dangerously close to room temperature.
Yeah, well, it's because the ice has melted so quickly that I think it's like, I don't know, it's like we're being X-rayed.
We need some colder ice here or something.
I can't believe I'm doing this right now. This is so stupid. She's mean. I would never want to be like in a room with her.
That was good though. And you watch The Hills and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. What stood out there and was useful for the character?
Well, definitely like at the beginning the accent, just because I'm from Chicago. And
why didn't you watch the Californian skit on SNL?
Let's take the 405 to the 10. It's funny now, like living in LA, I know what they're talking about, and if I had lived there another month, I would have been like, Mom, don't take the 10, take the 101 or something. But no, because that's a parody.
I know.
It would have been funny if we all were doing that accent. But initially it was like the accent, and then it was also just the things that they would talk about. You know, the conversations that they would have, that Lauren Conrad and Audrina would have, sitting down talking about like, oh, I love that dress, or let's go to Les Deux tonight, or something like that. It seemed really foreign, but I think I needed to familiarize myself with just the kinds of conversations that people were having during that time period and out there in that area.
If you could hang out with some of those people, would you want to?
I would totally hang out with Lauren Conrad.
Why her?
Because I watched Laguna Beach before I watched The Hills, because I'm like a nerd and I need to have backstory, so I watched all of Laguna Beach and all of The Hills too. And
for backstory.
Yeah, no, I wanted to know where she came from, and I'm obsessed with Laguna Beach now, so I would totally hang out with her. She would not want to meet me though.
Why?
Because we like robbed one of her friends in the movie. I don't know.
It's just a movie though.
Yeah. But some people get really affected by films. Like I know when Paris was watching this, she was kind of freaked out about how real it was. But
did she let you take any souvenirs from her house?
No. Actually, she gave us all of us girls, she gave a big bag of goodies, like a purse and perfume and stuff. It was actually really nice.
Did you ever watch before, for like not for the movie, like Simple Life, stuff like that? Do you remember ever being told something about like, this is not real life? I
remember being told that I wasn't allowed to watch those shows.
Really?
Yeah, I think my mom wanted to keep me away from that as much as possible.
Which shows in particular?
Like The Hills, Simple Life, or just like scripted shows like Gossip Girl or things like that. The OC. I think my mom wanted me to be able to be a little more free thinking than those girls were.
How do you feel like you fared as the ringleader in that first mock robbery?
I think I was a little nervous. I got an email from our production assistant, Katie, and she was like, here are the directions, here's the list of stuff, figure out how to get there, good luck. and I was really nervous, but I think I did okay. I think I was really bossy. I was like, you guys, you have to get this together, like stop laughing, stop being goofy, which you don't really see much of in the movie. I had to tone it down a little bit, my bossiness. But I think I did okay. I think what was interesting is that when we were doing that mock break-in, we all kind of realized the different roles that the kids had played, and also just the group. They weren't really trying to do like a heist or anything. They were just having fun and hanging out and being goofy and silly and ridiculous.
Was there something that surprised yourself? Like you couldn't believe it came out of you, or that you acted that way during that time?
I remember seeing a bag and thinking, like saying out loud, oh my God, that's so cute. And then I stopped myself and I was like, no, Katie, ground yourself, no.
Within the
well, when we were filming, there was so much stuff like that, but when we were breaking in, I was like, there was a bag that was hanging that wasn't on our list, and I was like, I want that. But hopefully I know that's the response that Sofia can elicit with this film, is that people are watching the movie and they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so much fun. I love that bag. I love that hat that she's stealing. And then the kids get arrested and you're like, I can't believe I was getting into this.
So you felt like the character kind of took over?
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe it was just my inherent female qualities, liking a bag. And then it was over. But I'm nervous.
How difficult has it been to like want to focus your attention on that and having all this press stuff going on?
I get the updates on my phone, so a couple of days ago during an interview, I was just like, yeah, Sofia was shooting until 1 a.m. and I was just watching on a really crummy live stream on my phone, like shouting at the screen. People thought I was crazy.
Well, I have to imagine it's been, so surreal for you in so many ways. Is there something about this whole press tour
It was great. It's been difficult. It's been hard. No, and last year when we were filming the movie, the playoffs were going on. Obviously, we lost in the first round to the Coyotes, which sucked. But watching, like, being on set one time, Hi, RedEye. I'm Katie Chang. I'm from the Bling Ring. It opens June 21st. Please go see it.
Game 3 of the Hawks tonight. How are you feeling about the series so far?
I'm freaking nervous because the last game didn't go so well. Like, we were really great in the first, and then the second and the third stunk, and the first OT was like, it could have been anybody. Pardon me.